I can feel the cold hand of death and the end drawing near.
Hey Wolves, it's Kyle here, aka Dark World, and I kind of have a really touchy subject to talk about today because I really don't like this subject. But someone sent me an email on youtube.com, well, in my inbox, and I'm going to read it to you guys, and I want you guys to remember, if you have anything you want to say to this person, because I'm pretty sure this person is going to watch my video, because he is subscribed to me. I'm not going to say who, because they wish to be kept anonymous, but hopefully they see this video and they understand what I'm trying to get to. So, like I said, if you have anything you want to say, leave it in the comments below. And anyone who's new to watching, who's not subscribed to me, subscribe. I do make some pretty good content, and I'm going to be getting into vlogs soon, so if you want to follow me, go ahead. So we get into the email. I have it right here on my laptop. So it's titled, I Need Reasons to Live. I think you guys already know where this is going. So I'm going to guess this guy's around a teenager, probably in the middle of his high school years just by his language, but we'll see. I already feel like I'm dying inside. Everything I try to do is so hard to complete, and I'm not particularly good at anything. I'm not good at anything life related. To make it better as in skills. So I'm guessing he means he has no actual trade skills as in you carpenter, electrician, computering, anything like that. Because of this, I beat myself up in my mind all day long with the torment of others saying I'm worthless during the school hours. Kind of sounds like he's just getting bullied, but it seems like for the last year and a half, I have nothing but shady days. Shitty days. We all have them, buddy, but well, okay, keep going. I feel like if I were dead, it would free me from all of these emotions that drag me down. Everyone I used to talk to on Facebook has either ignored me or just doesn't care about me anymore. Most days I feel like I can't breathe with all of this inside my head. It makes me want to stay in bed. I can relate to that, but if you're having problems breathing, you might want to talk to a doctor because you might have some breathing problems and might need an inhaler, but I'm best optimization, I'm trying to think positive right now. It feels like I am useless to everyone and no one wants me around them. Have you asked them? Have you asked them if they wanted you around? I have tried to wait this out this time in my life for hoping it would improve, but to no avail. My doctor says that I might have depression from all this emotional abuse in my life. Honestly, if you were waiting it out, that means you weren't changing anything about your life to make it better. You were just taking the abuse and verbal abuse from everyone without changing anything, so that doesn't really help you. So I'm not sure who told you to just wait it out and things will get better, but most of the time that doesn't work. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you. I don't like being all alone all the time, but I hate how people can be to me. Is there any way to end my suffering? So I'm gonna assume this person is thinking about committing suicide. I'm gonna assume that, and I hate to assume things, but I'm gonna assume it since he's asking for reasons to live, and I'm gonna give you my 10 reasons to live, and you might not agree with them, but at least take it to heart if it helps. The first one is you gotta live for the people you care for. In other words, you gotta live for your family, your friends. If you like someone, you gotta live for that. You can't just think just because you're in this rut, you're gonna stay in a rut. Alright, things can always get better. And if you can't live for them, you gotta look for something to live for, something that you care about, something that emotionally binds you and you can interact with, and it can lift your spirits up. That's what I mean by live for something or someone you care for. Number two is if you do commit suicide, it fucks with a lot of people's minds who know you, friends, family, um, teachers, anyone that you have been in contact with. They're gonna just be like, "Oh my God, he killed himself," and why? And they can't answer it because you're dead. They just have to go on like he had a rough life and it just got to you, and they're never going to know what really drove you to committing suicide. And then they're going to feel like shit because they were going to feel like, well, he's tried to probably talk to me or whatever, but it is a real big mind fuck. Like, literally, it's a mind fuck. Because if you could see the damage you do by committing suicide after you die, you wouldn't be able to turn back the time to undo it. I know of some people, when I was going through high school, when someone committed suicide, and everyone who was associated with them questioned what they ever did or what they failed to do. So that's just something you have to think about. My third reason to live is life's outside of what's in your head. Just because people are hurting you emotionally by saying things to you doesn't mean that there ain't nice trees and colors and flowers, birds chirping, and people walking around, people you can meet, and there's a life outside of all of this. It's up to you to look for it. You can't just, well, like I said, you can't be here in a rut, just taking all this emotional damage and then just say, fuck it, I can't deal with it. There's life outside of this, and it is easy to get into. It is perfectly simple for you to go in and enjoy life if you actually want to. Alright? My fourth reason is if you have a dream of something you want to be, no one can tell you you cannot be it. Alright? No one. I don't care if they're a friend or family or whatever. If someone says you can't do something, don't believe them. You can set your goals high in life, and even if you miss it by an inch, you're better off missing it by an inch than missing it by a mile. Alright? Because your dreams are the only thing that keep you going in life. They do. They keep you going in life. But, if you don't have any dream, and all you see is sorrow, then you're just going to be stuck in that hole. And no matter how much you try to claw yourself out of it, you're not going to get out. My fifth reason to live, and this is a personal thing for me, is what are you going to leave behind? Well, what are you going to be known for? You're going to be known as a little black dot on the earth, which is a gravestone, because you killed yourself? Or you're going to leave the world as someone who is well respected, loved, gave life to people who needed it, as in, emotionally changing. Like, you have to think of this. You can't just say, I give up on life. Like, I would have to say my sixth reason is enjoying things that you like to do. Honestly. If you like playing video games and going out with friends, well, the friends that you actually can't hang out with because you say a lot of people have started to ignore you and stuff, but do things you like to do. That's a great life booster if you're in a rut, because it makes you happy. Do things that make you happy. Read a book. Go on a trip if you can't afford it. Spend time with the family. It's doing things you like to do will actually improve your outlook on life. Alright? My seventh one, which really should be a main important one, but you have a healthy body. Alright? As of right now, you might think that you suck at things. And you could be saying that you're depressed, and doctors are saying that you're depressed and you should be taking meds or whatever. But otherwise you have a really healthy body and you're gonna throw it away? Why? Because some people have been bugging you and pissing you off and saying you're worthless? How do you know if you're worthless if you don't use that body of yours for something that's actually good, instead of just sitting there and listening to people? And I'm not saying this in a condescending way. I'm just saying, if you were to sit down in a room with someone who's been unable to move their body since they were born, would you think that they would want to die when they're over there going on trips with their family who are taking them places? He's enjoying life or she's enjoying life, even though they're crippled and they still want to live, and they have more stuff on their plate than just petty bullies and people ignoring you. Come on. Number 8 would have to be if you were ever to get into a relationship, which I'm guessing you probably were in one by now, seeing as, you know, this is pretty much like high school level grammar. I'm gonna take it that you've gone through high school or still in high school. And if you're ever going to be in a relationship later in life, think of the life that you can make, or lives. Because if you make a son or a daughter, then they're going to prosper and carry your legacy down the line. Do you ever think about that? Like, honestly, like, stop for a minute and think of what you are going to be missing. You're missing a family. You could be missing a wife or husband. You could be missing kids and the joy of watching them grow up, having grandkids and seeing them grow up, seeing life go through and the world and seeing the technologies that come out. I don't know. It's just, I think of these things because it's personal to me. The ninth thing I would have to say is that if you do commit suicide, you give everyone that's been torturing you or trying to bring you down emotionally, you give them what they want. Someone who was weak-minded, who couldn't fight back against the odds of depression and being pushed down into the dirt, you give them what they want. Why would you give that to them? I'm not saying like you fight them back, but just by you living would piss them off. When they say, you know, you should go die in the dirt or whatever they say. Go die in a ditch. Go off yourself. Whatever the terms they use now in high school. Just by you living pisses them off. Would you give that up for the world? I wouldn't. And the last reason, honestly, if someone was out there in the same situation as you, wishing they could find someone, wouldn't you try your best to find that person and help them like you wanted to be helped? Because if you are both broken, you can both fix each other. And then maybe from that friendship, more can come out of it. But hey, those are just my 10 reasons to live. If I had to give you reasons to commit suicide or kill yourself, I couldn't think of one. I can't think of one. Anyway, that's it, guys. Darko sign out. Peace.